Each year, on the Saturday before spring break, K-State students flood Aggieville and the surrounding neighborhood streets to celebrate Fake Patty's Day. However, the unofficial tradition might look different this year, as Riley County Police say they're cracking down on illegal activity that day.
Follow the law. Educate yourself on what the laws are for not only Fake Patty's Day, but any day of the year.
So the police came and talked to us and let us know last year they were going to be hammering down on houses a little bit, which was really, I guess we were grateful to know that they were letting us know, but also it was kind of scary because they were kind of warning us as well that, hey, if you have people congregating at your house at all, you guys can be fined for this.
Fake Patty's Day started in Aggieville in 2007 and has made its way out into the community. Avery Johnson has more on the changing relationship between the event and the city.
As the festivities of Fake Patties began at a core group of bars in Aggieville, it took off around the community faster than expected. Manhattan resident Tim Fitzgerald served as the president of the Aggieville Business Association from 2012 to 2013. While serving as president, Fitzgerald's goal was to keep the crowd contained in Aggieville.
The effort was to bring it all in Aggieville, gate off, close the entries so that it was a walking area, allow open containers. Everyone who was 21 had to be wristbanded, and anyone caught with alcohol under 21 would face the consequences. The city didn't like that plan.
Despite his efforts, Fitzgerald said the city's goal was to squeeze the event out of Aggieville in hopes of shutting it down.
And I sat at a table in what was at one time Kites, it was a meeting room, and told them, you're going to spread this all over town and it's going to be a giant mess. And they said, then we'll shut it down there. None of that's worked. None of it.
Although the event has made its way to the neighborhoods, Aggieville still remains a hotspot for the festivities. This Saturday, the streets of Aggieville will be filled with students partaking, although reminded to do so safely.
I understand that you're going to be watched a lot, and and it would be nice to have a great fun event and have the number of arrests or citations, hit an all-time low, and kind of knock down that that side of the excitement part of it.
Before partaking in the festivities this Saturday, students are reminded that all charges and laws remain in place despite the holiday. From Manhattan, Avery Johnson, Channel 8 News.
PD Major Scott Hajek is here to join us from the Riley County Police Department to talk about Fake Patty's Day and public safety.
Thanks, Meredith, and thanks, Major Hajek, for joining us.
You're welcome.
How is RCPD handling fake patties differently this year than years in the past?
So what we've seen over the past few years, especially since COVID, when Fake Patty's Day kind of went away for a year, was a ramping up of participants each year. We've seen that the past couple of years, and that's led us this year to essentially having an all-hands-on-deck approach with our officers being available for calls for service. We see a very large spike in calls for service on this weekend typically, and we're seeing it ramp back up again.
That makes sense. And what's the biggest safety advice for college students celebrating this weekend?
So if I could give them any advice, it would be to act responsibly. What we've seen through years of doing these events is that people tend to act as if there are no consequences on this day, but there are. And so what happens is people tend to drink much heavier, much earlier in the day than maybe they typically would, and that leads to bad decisions later on or being in unsafe situations. So have a plan, be with a group of friends, stay with that group of friends, and just make sure you are acting responsibly and staying safe that way.
That's great advice. And for residents and visitors not taking part, how should they prepare for things like traffic and large crowds?
So they will see in the neighborhoods where we have large gatherings of Fake Patty's Day participants, there will be a large officer presence on foot in those neighborhoods. So residents can feel free to come out and talk to us, to wave us down if they have a problem with people in their yards. That is one of the big complaints we have each year, is people trespassing in yards that people aren't having a party at, and they don't want people damaging their fences and doing things like that. So they can feel free to wave us down. We'll be sure to help them out. And same thing with the people who are having parties. If they have more people in their yard than they can handle and they want the people to leave, flag us down and we will help them out with that as well. We're there to help keep everyone safe.
Thank you so much, Manager Hajek. That's all the time we have for today. Back to you, Meredith.